Did dieser curtain need to go up?
Yeah, it comes up with the flag.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Please keep it going for the ensemble for today, who's about to play. We have Fran, Natalia, Damien, and Brett. Right. Hello, my name is Dean Stevenson, and this is 4 p.m. So the piece that you just heard then was just a little curtain raiser. That's not the one I wrote today. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, welcome to 4 p.m. So the piece that was day 185 that we just heard, which is the 185th day here in the museum, writing a new piece every day. So every day the page is blank, and I just compose something, and then these poor souls arrive to play it. So today is day 323. Thank you. Thank you. We'll have a bit of a chat soon, some questions and answers and stuff. And what 4 p.m. is kind of about is the act of creativity, I suppose. Like Ben, who just saw Ben do some songs downstairs. Ben's extraordinary and amazing. He also is here writing stuff in front of you. So this is not about trying to show you how extraordinary we are or this process is. In fact, we're trying to show you how ordinary just showing up. We just show up and kind of press stuff onto the page, hoping that it makes some sense. So today's piece is yet to be heard by me, because I've just sort of dreamt it and put it on the page, and I don't know, we'll find out together. They haven't played it yet, you haven't heard it yet, let's all find out together, shall we? All right. Thank you. So we're about to do a thing called a rehearsal. You normally don't see that. Maybe for some of you, the last time you were in a rehearsal was in school band. I'm sorry if we're about to re-traumatize you. I never got higher than third trumpet in school band. It was a terrible time. But we're going to stop and start as we press through it. And this is the time when if you're confused at all, just like raise your hand. I'll come back to you. Raise your hand and say, what are you doing? Ask questions. Okay. Here we go. Day 323, a moody little number, I think. Starts with the cello to outline the melody that we'll hear a few times. Let's just hear the cello from the start, please. 2, 3. So far, so good. Okay, I know Brett on the cello. Brett. Woo! Okay. So there it is. There was something in that melody that sounded familiar to me. If it sounds familiar to you, please check in with me and tell me you've heard it before. I wrote one a couple of weeks ago and I thought, this is a cracker. This is a great melody. And we did it, and is that familiar to anyone? And someone said, yeah, it's the theme from Tim Burton's Batman. Oh, fuck. Okay, right, okay. Sorry. Had to all right. Okay, so from letter B, please. Play on from B. Check cello viola. B, 4. Creeping in, second violin. And fades out under the first violin. C. Bump cello. Hold there. Can I just hear that bit from letter C again? From letter C? E. Oh. That doesn't make my mother cry, nothing will. I mean, that's just, oh, sorry, that's, there you go. All right. And Mum's watching because there's a live stream. Hi, Mum. Okay. If you're sitting next to a stranger, or if you have a spare seat, you can come forward from the back. Say to the person next to you, hi, I've never met you before. What would you ask? Because you've always wanted to talk to a cellist, right? You've always wanted to ask a question. Like, what the viola? Explain the viola to me. Someone. Okay, someone's going to have a question. So come up with something. Very nice so far. Any questions from the musicians? All good so far? All good? Okay, that's the first. Okay, so from letter D, we have a restatement of the theme from the cello again. In viola. That's the first bit I wrote today. So that was the first thing I wrote today, and I thought that doesn't sound like a beginning, which is why I pushed it back and filled the front in again. Let's go from 37, which is 2 before the 3/4 bar, before the cello-rondo. 37. 3, 4. Back to cello. Cello. Very nice. All good?
Yes, that's what I was reading that.
What's that?
That's fine.
Okay. So now we're trying to. The thing with writing is that, like, if you want to say something, parents know this. If you say something to your kid, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. If you say it the same way every time, they forget, they don't listen to you anymore. And it's the same thing with writing. If I wrote exactly the same line on the cello, the third time you come around and go, I know that, and you'd start to check your emails. So it's a matter of doing it a little bit different every time. So that's something you says that's a bit different and keeps you engaged. That's where most pop songs fail, is that you hear everything you're going to hear in the first 30 seconds, and then everything else is just rubbish. So that's the brief, is to try and make it interesting, to keep people, not so you drink more or buy a CD, but just to keep you engaged in the process. Okay. Third of E, thank you, yes, again. together. And G viola. Hold there, going very well. Now, I'd like to keep it in mind that they are sight reading this for the first time. It's just fresh off, the ink is hardly dry and they're doing it. It sounds very modern and interesting. I'm sure most of you wouldn't sit through this if you're in the car, you'd put on Bon Jovi instead. But I'm glad that you're listening to it. So the sight reading this for the first time. It's very exciting.
Dean,
Yes?
back in bar 5, I have the solo.
Back in bar,
5.
yes?
It's D, A, D, natural E. Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I have it with Fran,
Yes.
you haven't changed it. It's
There should be, later on it does change, it gets reharmonized, it does. So it says D flat there, but then when you're with,
D sharp.
yes, that's it, it should be that, that's correct, it is D sharp. That's right. Okay, anybody got any questions while we press on? Anybody interested?
At the end.
Have any, yes, over here?
It's a natural again at the end because I've got it later and I asked the same question.
I haven't got
In
that.
bar 88.
You've heard them before?
You
Fuck.
were with me there.
88, what, yeah?
A,
Yes.
D natural. Do you have that with me there?
No.
It sounds like I'm grabbing different things and adding them.
Is that all
That you've heard, so you've heard before today? Different things that you've heard before, yeah. Well, that's quite likely, possibly. It's quite likely. You've probably heard these instruments in many a TV show, movie, theatre show, in the car, in an elevator. It's quite likely that I'm writing the theme from Jurassic Park again today. Let me know at the end how it goes. Yes? Brett's doing the heavy lifting today. What was the question? Is it?
Oh, 2 before G.
The cello doesn't generally lead. No, every piece is different. It so happens that today there's a lot of soloing, but you'll notice da 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 dee, da 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 da. That does get handed around. So you might be paying attention to Brett because he's a fine-looking fella. But it does get handed around quite a bit. So if you now open your ears to that melody, da 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 dee, da da, you'll hear it popping up in all of the instruments at various times. Sometimes like playing it together 2 octaves apart, which is your high and low. It's a matter of, yeah, let's see if I can keep that interesting for you. All right, any other questions? Hello, balcony people. Yes, over here. I start here at 10 o'clock with nothing. That's literally, I don't have any inspiration. It's just showing up and going blindly like this, some notes, that'll do, work with those. If I thought I had to have a reason to start every day, I'd probably be at home in my pajamas still. And I think that's probably the great fault of creativity for people who want to do something creative. They go, unless I've got a really good reason, I'll just have a cup of tea instead, as opposed to just showing up and making, and not being afraid to be seen to make crap. Even if you're on your own, just make nonsense, and eventually, actually, this is good. I'll follow that. It might take you an hour to find that little crack, but that's it. Just not having to have a reason. Yeah, writer's block is just nonsense. There's no such thing as like not having how could you possibly show up without anything to do? Just show up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go from. Can we go from F unless you want to go from before there? From F? Right on F? Unless you want to restate that melody again. Third of E? Third of E?
Okay.
Yep. Third of E. E. G. Nice and glassy up the top, not too loud. What kind of scene in the movie would this be from? And then hold the E, viola, and first unison. Disappearing. Yeah, slower on the last triplet. Okay, it's a spooky little number. Thank you. There's a potentially, like, when you're just listening to it in concert form, you might go, like a rather Neil Young, so you wouldn't listen to this, but potentially this is the kind of stuff you hear all the time when you watch music, because that's what we do now. We don't listen to it anymore, we watch it. Think about that shit for a minute. It's actually quite shit. We don't listen to music most of the time, we watch it. On a screen. It's behind visual content. So you've heard this kind of stuff a lot, but you've watched it as opposed to heard it. So now, without me giving you an image of a waving grass or a dead body or whatever it is, you've got the chance to let your imaginations run. That's kind of cool, because your imaginations are awesome. Give them a go. Give them a go to do something. Now, unless there's another question, we're going to run today's piece from the top. Any questions, anyone? You got a question? Am I born in 1972? Yes, I am. That's the best question I've had yet. That's great.
Bit of a leading question.
That's awesome. Great answer, yay. How old does that make me?
72.
Come back to me. Okay. All right, anyone else? All right, we're going to run. Any questions from you guys? Let's give day 300. Now, what might happen is, once we finish this, if I left you all with this, you might just sort of walk out with a limp or want to kill someone. But what we'll do is we'll play something after this. If we get time, we will. To play yesterday's piece, which is like a kind of long frock, wavy grass BBC period drama piece. It's quite the opposite. We might do that as an antidote. But we'll get through today's first. Here we go. Everyone okay? Yeah? Day 323. Breath. Fran, Natalia, Damien and Brett. Damn. So, whose imagination went somewhere? Who wants to share? Or come up and talk to me later if you don't want to do it, make it public. But how old am I? Okay, later. Any questions or suggestions? Okay, all right. Should we oh, sorry. Further back, yes. Yes, this is the piece that started from a blank page this morning. Yeah. It was fun in my head, wasn't it? Yes. Does it ever speed up? Yeah. Yeah, totally it does. Yeah, some days are very fast and some days the tempo varies depending on the piece. Today was a very kind of low and slow burn, but yes.
Can you base it off your emotions or is there something else that is?
Sometimes I do base it off my emotions, which is the risk of doing anything creative. You go, oh, I don't feel like it today, so I won't. But if you feel like that 10 days in a row, then suddenly you're more interested in ice cream than you are in composition. But just like going, I don't feel like it. But you know what? It's like going to the gym, right? If I just go, I'll sort of get there and I'll feel like it. So some days I'm feeling quite energetic. Some days I'm low. Some days I need to write something in opposite of myself. Otherwise, I'll just write slow, sad pieces all weekend. Not everyone wants to hear slow, sad pieces. So I have to force myself to write something really for fuck's sake, Dean, just cheer up and write something Mum will like. Yeah. Well, yes. Let's play yesterday's piece. My mum sent me a message and she said, "Look, that was really nice." So this is one my mum likes. Was it 322? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is BBC. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, George, will you marry me? Cucumber sandwiches by the lawn, yes. Go viola. Spot of tennis. Second. First. Viola. Viola. Second. Here we go to A. As written in F. Something's gone wrong here. Backdoor man. second, first, viola. Moving first. Key change. Just calm, nice and relaxed. There you are. Sight read, yay. Wasn't like another stabby piece, but it was pretty, very, very Jane Austen. And now we've got time to play today's one more time. Thank you very much for your time. If you want to come and have a chat, there's, in terms of hit rates, out of 323, we chose 16 for an album. You can buy it from me or upstairs, but I want to make that point, not to sell you something, but to make the point that you don't have to shit a diamond every time you try something, right? Just make some sloppy shit, and then eventually, sometimes it works out. Or there's a book upstairs as well. Buy some stuff, come and have a chat. Love your work. Let's play today's one more time, shall we? Is that the one? 323. Okay. you very much. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Dean. Come and have a chat. Have a lovely afternoon. Thank you. Bye-bye.